The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Gino now to throw. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
DJ Reader there on the tackle. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Smith. And this will be incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Smith. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here we go on 4th down. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10.
Just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
They'll give it to Mixon. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. Mixon again, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A touchdown run there from a yard out, and the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they fail. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
19. Trap 50.
Throwing is Smith. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Trent Taylor. This is taken at the 10. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on the first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go play action with Burrow. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
On play action, they'll throw.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
They'll look to run with Dallas.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
19-18.
Now Smith. Flushed out. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Geno Smith taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And we are tied at 7. So we'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown. So 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And some room to roam now. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Here we go.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Burrow looking to pass. And it's caught. Touchdown. Drew Sample from 3 yards out. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. Oh, good return up past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Check back, 79 Broncos.
Another try after the first down sack. Smith throwing the out route, and he connects with Fant. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Noah Fant, 44 yards. And the Seahawks have got it back to within a score. Myers connects on the PAT. And they're back within a touchdown, 21-14. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. return from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Here we go.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. This goes out wide for Mixon. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts.
Here we go.
As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
After the interception, here's Smith. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up. Throwing now is Geno. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. Trey Hendrickson. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot here before break. Smith. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And this return will net positive. The 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. On 2nd and 12, Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make them ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They couldn't ask for much more at this point in the second half. A gorgeous day. One-score game. 1st and 10 here. And some space here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 103 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Back to Mixon on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Play action. It's Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. Pushes him over. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They're really locked in on offense.
And they go play action now. Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Hayden Hurst, 29 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And McPherson on for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
He's got his tight end Fant. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. And a nice gain at 21 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Smith. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
To try again after the sack. Smith. And this a quick slant to Lockett. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll get this awfully close to a 1st down. Boy, that's going to be a razor-thin measurement, but I don't think he got there. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there. But they do convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
19 tight, 19 tight, back and 16.
Smith now to throw. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this. Now Burrow loses the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone to the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Throwing again on second down. Burrow. And that one caught downfield by Boyd. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Here we go.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's got some space here. Shoves him aside. 129 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon from 17 yards out. And the Bengals have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Igwebuike to return it from his end zone here. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partners, a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 34 yards to gain that time, another first down. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. because if you don't, those...
Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need.
He's got a man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Again, it's Mixon. Uses the stiff arm. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 163 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Joe Burrow. They'll roll him out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Check. Panther 11.
Now it's Smith. And Walker has it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. Use one right here.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
18,
Smith. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Let's go now.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
18, Pioneers. 60 Maverick. Deputy Ranger.
He's back to throw. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals have just about sewn up this football game. 1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The two big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here we go, here we go. 11-90, 11-90.
They'll run with Mixon, and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a two-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.